All right. All right. You know what? And next thing is we want to send this to our Facebook group because we can make the announcement on Facebook as well.
Is the recording is for me to go after and get it, or do you mail it out right
We'll
out
send
to the people?
we'll send you an email. We'll send
Okay,
you an email with the recording.
okay.
All right, and we're going live here as well. All right, all right, all right. Welcome everybody to another training. We do have a special guest joining us today, and we have an announcement for the group because we're going live in the Facebook group as well, Real Closers. So today we're going to talk about listing and how you create urgency so that you get more listings. And right now, whether you're a buyer agent or a seller's agent, at the end of the day, you're going to get paid, right? 2.5%, 3%. But being a listing agent or getting listings in this market right now has its benefits, right? It's a little tougher to get buyers into homes. If you can get that listing appointment, if you can kill it and crush that listing appointment, and you can actually get that listing, of course, you're going to have a lot more leverage. You're going to be able to get, you kind of have an actual deal per se. When you have a buyer, you still have 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, depending on how hot your buyers are and how willing and able they are to get to the finish line. So with that said, let's get started. So what we're going to talk about is simple, right? You need to have script. You need to know what you are doing, specifically when it comes to getting listing appointments, whether they are circle prospecting, whether you're calling expireds, you're calling FISBOs. This is not referrals. This is not someone you meet, someone you've talked to, and a relationship that you build. This is straight down to cold calling for listings, right? The first few seconds of that call is going to dictate whether that person is going to hang up on you or they're going to continue the conversation. And you being able to identify what an objection is right from the very beginning is going to help you move through that process, through that sales process. Because at the end of the day, getting more listings comes down to one thing: how well you're trained to be able to identify and handle objections. Last time I checked, as a real estate agent, you're a salesperson. You have to know your scripts. You need to know how to sell. Not sell real estate, not buy real estate. You need to know how to sell yourself as the person who's going to help that seller get what they want. Sometimes they want the most money. Sometimes they want a quick sell. Sometimes they want to move fast. Sometimes they want no interaction whatsoever with buyers. They just want to get rid of that property, right? So you need to be able to identify that. And the first few seconds of that conversation is what's going to get you to the next step of actually having a conversation, right? There's only a few seconds that are going to make it or break it. Depending on who you're calling. If you're calling expireds or FISBOs, are you calling recent expireds? Are you getting that list right at the beginning of the day and you're calling that listing? You and probably 100 other agents are calling. So how are you going to set yourself apart? Your initial opening is what's going to dictate the next step. Now, another thing to keep in mind, and before I forget, we do have a PDF with a lot of scripts that we put together, that the team put together for today's presentation. If you need that, if you want it, just comment. If you're watching this live, if you're watching this on the replay, just add it to the comment that you want the scripts, and we'll send them to you. It's a really nice put together PDF that the team worked on, and I'll show it to you in a second. But your opening statement is what's going to change that conversation. And again, Alfred is here. Alfred Galvan is our actual special guest. Feel free to jump in, Alfred. Share what you think and what you know about the opening statement and what you teach and what you do in your coaching sessions. So anytime, Alfred. No pressure. Uh, next thing, next thing, building scarcity and exclusivity. Now, these are terms that you use in sales, right? You need to highlight what is going to what is going to make that person want to even listen to you, right? Find out the motivation for why they're trying to sell. Right now, inventory is so low that if you're able to put a listing on the market, you will be able to get the most money for it if you can, as the market's shifting right now. Inventory is so low here in Southern California. I'm not sure about your market. Um, there's only a few properties available. We do have a ton of buyers right now that have been priced out, but letting them know that there is no inventory, and that if they're able to put their house on the market, again, if you find the right motivation, right? Because just because they put their property up for sale and it expired doesn't mean they're sellers, right? And we know that. And every time we talk to a seller, sometimes they're just not ready to sell. And when they put the property in the market, there's a few reasons why it didn't sell. And one of them could be the fact that they never really wanted to sell the property. So push the fact that there is no inventory right now, and that if they are able to put that listing on the market, they are going to get the most money for their home. They are going to get a lot of people to view the home, and it's a good opportunity for them to sell. And you have to be able to emphasize that. So you need to know your market, know what's around, know what's selling, what's available, what's not available, what's coming soon. And the more you know, the easier that conversation is going to be. Being able to persuade someone, of course, you don't want to force anyone into doing anything. However, the way you talk, the way you overcome objections, and again, it comes back from training. You need to train on how to handle objections. You need to know all of the objections ahead of time and practice and role play before you get to that conversation. The worst thing that you can do right now is get on a call, get a seller to actually pick up, get through and overcome that first 6-10 seconds that gets you to the next step. And then he throws a question at you, you don't know how to answer, and you lose an opportunity. If you've called expireds yourself, if you've done some cold calling, not everybody picks up the phone. It takes a few people, a few numbers to dial before you get that person to answer. So you need to be ready. Again, going back to sales training, role playing. And again, we have an announcement. We'll make in a bit as to how we're going to be able to help you do that. And but yes, you have to be able to handle objections, and you have to have responses right away. They have to become second nature. The better you are at handling objections, the longer that conversation is going to last, which is going to allow you to build more rapport with that person. And of course, what you do after that call is going to close that deal, right? Whether it's a listing appointment, or maybe a little bit of nurturing, or maybe an opportunity for you to send your business card and this person connecting with you. And then over time, it turns into a transaction. Whatever it is, you need to take action, and you need to get ready for any objections. And of course, call to actions, right? Call to actions is what is going to make it um, an actual deal. Call to action during a call is, what's your target? Like what are you trying to get out of calling expires? What are you trying to get out of calling FSBOs, right? What is your goal with calling when you're doing circle prospecting? Your call to action, knowing what that is at the very beginning of your conversation, is important, because that's what's going to dictate what happens next. If you're circle prospecting, of course, your goal is to get a phone number or an email. If you're doing expireds or FSBOs, your goal is to book an appointment, an actual appointment. What you do after that is going to dictate whether you close that deal or not. But the first step is getting that listing appointment. So your call to action is book a showing. A lot of agents doing this, the way they do it is, when they're getting that to that point, and I already identified the why they want to sell and the motivation to sell, they need to book that appointment. And the way they do it is by, hey, look, I'm going to be in the neighborhood, right? I'm going to be around this area. One of your neighbors wants to sell the property down the street. I'm going to be around that area already. When can we book a quick, I can stop by and I can kind of show you what I can do to get your property sold. No compromises, nothing. Let's just get this done, right? So that call to action is going to be very important as you get through that process. And again, guys, it comes down to training, objection handling. And I guess at this point, Alfred, are you available to kind of make the announcement that we talked about, or are you not? Let me give him a few seconds.
Hey, Robert, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I could talk for a few minutes. Hey, everybody, welcome. Yeah, what do you want to discuss?
All right. So first of all, how important is it that we know how to handle objections? How important is it that you role play? How important is it to be part of a community that are constantly pushing you to get better with your sales training and your sales process?
It's a lifeline. It's pretty much if you're not practicing, rehearsing, and drilling every day, you're gonna drown. It's kind of literally like going out to the ocean with no life vest. And what I mean by that is, like you said, there's a few houses on the market right now. Sellers are interviewing multiple agents now. I go to interviews all the time and they all say, Alfred, we're going to be interviewing other people. Or they say, hey, we already interviewed several people. You're our choice. And like you said earlier, Robert, if you're not learning how to handle these objections, like for example, there's only a few objections that I hear, like, I'm not interested, not at the moment, the interest rates are high, let me think about it. They keep adding time, they're stalling. If you don't do enough fact finding to find out the real motivation behind selling or buying, you're going to be spinning your wheels. So it's crucial to your business. I don't care if you've been in the business 20 years or you're a new agent, you need to learn your scripts. And remember, guys, the scripts are just designed for a great conversation. It's not for you to sound like a robot, because I hear all that all the time. But maybe on our next Zoom call, I'm in front of my computer and we could dive in deeper on this. But to just pretty much put everything in a bottleneck, is crucial to know every single objection that's going to be thrown at you. Robert, what I can do when I get to my house, I'm going to send you the top 20 objections that were given to me by my coach Grant Cardone and the training that we do with him. I'll send them to you so you can share them with the whole group. But yes, just to bottle it up, it's very important to learn how to handle objections, because the better you become at handling objections, doesn't matter what they throw at you, you're going to be able to overcome that question. And of course, call reliance, right? A lot of agents don't want to make that call because they don't want people hanging up on them, or they don't know how to answer the simple question. That's all.
And that's what it is, right? Just question and answer. Just know your frequently asked questions and know how to respond to them. And one of the things, guys, that we're doing as part of the community that we have, and we're going live right now in the Real Closers Facebook group. If you want access to those 20, 20 questions, 20 objections, comment questions, and we'll send them to you. And one more thing too is we want to provide even more value, right? We want to help you get your next listing appointment in the next 30 to 60 days. If we can help you get there, what is that worth to you, right? Is it worth spending time with us weekly, helping you get trained, helping you get better at sales, helping you with objections? And what we've done, and we're going to make this announcement either later today or tomorrow, we put together a community, a closer community. And if you want to be part of that community, where we're going to do role playing, we're going to give you access to scripts, we're going to give you access to templates to push yourself in this market through social media. We're going to give you a lot of tools for free so that you can get better at what you need to do right now, which is get more listings, build a bigger database, close more deals, take more paychecks to that bank account. So we're going to announce that later. If you guys want it in, if you guys are interested, just comment community. We'll send you the link to sign up. It's completely free. We just, again, we already have this Real Closers Facebook group. We have over 68,000 members. We want to build this community where we hold each other accountable so that we can close more business. All right, 2024 is about closing more business. Are you already closing a few deals a year? Hey, why don't we double down and close twice as many, 3 times as many? And Alfred, the guy that just talked, I think he just left. We partner with Alfred because he's a 10x coach. He does this day in and day out. That's all he does. He gets on 3 to 5 listing appointments every single week. He's closing those listings and he's getting things done. So if you want to be part of this community, comment community, and we'll send you the link to join. So just to end this presentation today, we just want to talk quickly about what it is when you're selling. And again, you're selling yourself as the solution to a seller's problem. Their problem is, I want to sell my property now. I want to be able to get the most money and I want to close quick, right? I need a buyer right this second. You are the person who is going to help them get there. So these are little, these are things that you need to understand when it comes down to selling, right? Scarcity is one of those things. You need to emphasize availability of resources. In this case, inventory is low. Emphasize that. That's going to be a motivator, a motivation, right? A driver for them to wanting to put that property on the market. Time sensitive. Hey, market changes, market shift every single time. Right now, it's a good time to be a seller, right? But then next month it may not be, right? And we've seen this cycle over and over again. And if you can show that during a call or during a listing presentation, it's going to put that into perspective. And that seller may want to take action right away. If they don't want to lose on maybe a little bit of money, right, that they can get for the property. If they wait another 6 months, is the market going to go up? Is the market going to go down? Are interest rates going to go up? Are they going to go down? Is there going to be more competition? Nobody knows at this point, right? We can kind of guess based on what we've seen, but honestly, nobody knows. So, fear of missing out, right? You've probably heard this before. You kind of want to showcase the benefits of acting right now. And what happens if you don't act now? What are the consequences, right? What are they going to get if they work with you now versus if they decide to hold off another 6 to 12 months? Social proof. How many people have you helped in your market? How do you put yourself and how do you push yourself, push your brand, push your name, push your picture and build that brand, right? Social media is such a great way of doing that. And I don't mean to post about your business all the time, but just brand yourself, just put yourself out there, right? Again, through our community, we're going to give you access to free templates, free marketing templates that you can use to market yourself. And of course, the offer exclusive access, right? I mean, what can you do? Think about how you can put this sales term into perspective into a seller's, right? What do they get by working with you versus working with other agents? What are you going to do different, right? Again, having a really good listing presentation and knowing exactly what to do at that point is what's going to make or break that deal, right? The first conversation is step one. First listing appointment is second step. The actual appointment meeting is what's going to dictate whether you're going to get that listing or not. So we are giving you guys access to a few scripts that we've used ourselves, that some of the agents that we work with are using, or some scripts that we found online that have gotten a lot of results for a lot of agents across the state. So if you want access to that, just comment PDF. We'll get them to you. We'll reach out on DMs. We'll reach out and we'll get that going. Again, guys, if you want to be part of our community, the Real Closers community, just comment community. We'll send you the link to join. You're going to get a ton of value. You're going to get a ton of support. You're going to get a ton of accountability. We want you to close more deals. We want you to get more business. Okay. There's plenty of business to be had. If you are able to implement just a few changes in your business, you could see massive results. And sometimes it's not about what you have in front of you, is basically what you have in the back end to support you. And having a community of like-minded individuals who are always looking to get more business, more things done, is going to motivate you to wanting to do more and to wanting to share more and to wanting to close more business. All right, guys, thank you so much for being with us today. Feel free to ask questions. I know there's a couple comments. interested in all. Richard, yeah, for sure. We're gonna get you access to all of the stuff we offer. All right, guys. I'm about to make my calls for today as well. It's important that you guys pick up that phone and make your dials. If you want more business, your phone is the most basic tool, but the most important tool in your tool belt. So, all right, guys, any questions that I can help answer now, or I guess if not, I'll see you guys next week. We have another coffee with the broker on Tuesday. We have
Can
our
I ask a question?
yeah, go ahead, Fidel.
Besides the scripts, do you have some sort of checklist?
We are gonna give you access, and Fidel, because you are part of our group, we're gonna give you access to free leads as well, expireds and FISBO leads. We are gonna not only give you the scripts, but we're actually gonna role play with you as part of this community. We're gonna role play. We're gonna go through everything you need to get more listings, more listing appointments. We're also gonna
What
show
I
you.
meant, what I meant to ask you, a checklist. Like if something you can go by step and the process.
I believe we do have a few checklists in there as to, because we do have a listing boot camp, which is gonna
Okay.
basically take you from A to Z as to what
Yeah.
you need to get to where you need to go. So I think that'll be what you're looking for. It's gonna be a checklist, but as a step-by-step process, so that you know
Yeah.
exactly where you need to start in order to get to your end goal.
Right. Thank you.
All right, sounds good, Fidel.
All
All
right.
right then. Cool. So any other questions? Let's go, Richard. Let's go. I'm excited. It's because I just drank a lot of coffee. Got pumped up right before the meeting. All right, guys. And again, excited to showcase what we can, help you with the community that we're putting together. We'll send out the link, guys, later today. And then for those who are interested, again, comment community. If you're watching this on in the group, I forgot to check if there were questions. Let me double check really quick. No questions. Danny said thumbs up. Good Zoom call today as expected. Oh, that was for the training. All right, cool. All right, guys.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
the community is it's a good group. It gives us the opportunity to do some brainstorming, and then it's good. The process is good for everyone.
Absolutely. And like I said, we have Alfred, who's gonna be our main coach in that community. Alfred has been in business for a few years now, and he is consistently closing business. So if you follow the process that he follows, you'll definitely get results. So I'm very excited to do this partnership with Alfred. Very excited to push that community out to the Real Closers Facebook group community, and anybody who wants to level up, anybody who wants to 10x, Alfred is the guy that's going to help us get there. All right, guys.
Good.
So
Thank you.
thank you so much, Fidel. Thank you so much, Ben, Alfred, for joining us today, and we'll see you again next week. All right. Thank you, Diane.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Simona, for putting all this stuff together. Okay, and then the end meeting. All right. Ooh. Now I have to end it again. There you go. All right, guys. Have a good one.